What's up, TikTok? I just ran away from a really bad place and I'm bleeding. If you can see, I'm bleeding pretty bad. I just ran through the fucking woods and I'll be okay though. I'm trying to run away from the cops right now, but I'll be okay.
Hey, welcome to Channel 1 News. I'm Mike, this is Tyler, and do you think
we got a hot pursuit on our hands.
This guy's running away from the cops on video. He's like, I'm okay, here's my location.
That's like every kid in high school, I feel like, has something like that. Like they're always running from the cops through some sort of woods in a suburb.
He was bleeding so much. Like his knees, just the blood from his knees.
Yeah.
Just he's like, oh, I'm TikTok. And I know, and TikTok isn't one of those places where I'm going to go look for, like assistance or help. Because I know everybody in his comments is like trying to make his life worse.
I always wondered what it looked like to have a beard but no mustache, and now I know.
Dude, it's an interesting style choice.
Yeah.
You know, he's can you just hold that guy up to us? I just want to look at him a little bit.
Like it's kind of weird. It just like you have like a circle around your head.
It's really like a bald mustache too.
Yeah,
like
it's like you're looking at the top of like one of those bald guys that has the hair on the side of their head.
You know, yeah,
but it has a face on it.
Remember from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, the music teacher had the goatee comb over.
Yeah,
he has like the reverse where he like grew his hair real long.
Yeah,
and,
he also kind of looks like Mose a little bit from The Office.
It's the same vibe.
Yeah,
they clearly are in the same area.
Yeah, he's
in the middle of the farms. Yeah, he's
probably ran through a beet farm.
Yeah, maybe it's not blood on his knees.
Yeah, it's beet juice.
Yeah, I just like people documenting their crimes. Like we've featured a few, well, not necessarily, I guess he didn't document his crime, but just the process of like, just like that other guy, can I poop? Like the video of an event that is possibly gonna really affect this dude's life.
Yeah, it's the last video.
Let's document it. Yeah, exactly. Let's document it. It's the last one.
Yeah.
I just think that's a decision making that like only people in those situations would have that decision making skill, you know, like, because if I got arrested,
I'm not like TikTok.
Right, but also I'm really paying attention to that kid's TikToks from like here on out, you know, like that definitely got a follow for me. That's true. You know, maybe he just lives in a more
interesting life. He didn't ask for like a follow for part 2 or anything. He's just like,
he's documenting his life. He knows his life's he knows it's the shit. He knows shit's going down in his life. It's interesting. Let's put it on the internet. I want people to watch, you know?
Yeah.
And I applaud him for it. So, so that's a good
You ever run away from the cops?
I caused a problem with a lot of police officers once in elementary school.
So several police officers on one occasion?
Yes.
Okay.
So I went to an elementary school, and obviously we didn't have like phones back then. Mm-hmm. But the elementary school was right next to a neighborhood. There was just a fence,
as most are.
Right. So right after school, you know, kids would walk, you know, past the fence to their houses, and that fence would stay open. Mm-hmm. But for after school kids, that was also near our playground. So you just totally had access to leave as a kid. But they need to keep count of where these children are. So a bunch of times, me and my friend Mikey Anderson would just like leave. And you know how it is when the people watching you when you grow up, like I always thought they were like in their 30s, but they were for sure like 12, 16. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Younger
they
than
were
you
for
somehow,
sure
probably.
In high school. They probably all got arrested and they're doing community service.
Yeah.
But so they like never really kept track. And then Mikey Anderson, whose house I went to, Mikey Anderson's mom would be there. And I would call my mom from there and she'd come pick me up. It'd be no big deal. But they started leaving the gate open during school hours, and the teachers who actually they're also younger than we remember back then, but this teacher was like a little bit older and just a responsible mom for sure. Didn't find us on the list, couldn't find us anywhere. We checked in previously, so they knew what was going on. Turned into this big manhunt. Cops were called, but we didn't have phones, so they didn't know where the fuck we were. We just disappeared off the face of the earth, you know? And then, I couldn't call my mom because I was skipping, you know? So then I finally called my mom like, hey man, we just did the normal thing where we went to aftercare. No,
I
and my
think
mom's like,
it's-
"Where have you been?"
I think it's scarier
Cops
to
coming
be
after you.
nowhere to be found with a phone.
Yeah. How'd you get this phone? He's like, "I'll get stuff done, dude. I'm a hustler." Yeah. No, that time happened. Also, the time I actually had a bunch of cops come hang out with me. That one, cops got called a lot in around that time on me. Not for any like real crime, just for a bunch of what I would call like
It's because you had long hair.
suburb crimes. It's suburb crimes where
Yeah.
like that, like, oh, a kid left school and the community's super safe. So they're like, where the fuck? And then my other one was this neighborhood like got called on me because we were stealing like the rocks out of people's front yards, the like shiny ones.
Oh, those are valuable.
To me, they were worth everything. And I don't remember what was going on, but I just think maybe it wasn't even cops. Maybe it was like security, but we were young, It was like, but my parents had just got divorced.
They were just cops, no gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is really what I mean, like nothing. But yeah, my parents had just gotten divorced though, so I was lashing out, stealing rocks, and there was a group of kids. They thought it was me, but it wasn't. But they had in Banyan Trails. They used to have a guy who was the rumor, he was like one of the owners of the balloon blow up things. Every holiday, he'd always have like giant Frosty the Snowmans in his house and on his roof. Like it was just one of those crazy things. And the rumor with the kids was he owned it. So he had them because he had them every season. It wasn't just for this. He had them for Thanksgiving. He had them for Halloween.
He did own them.
Maybe he just rented them, but he for sure had a connection. He knew someone well who had balloons. And a bunch of neighborhood kids went over and stabbed him with pocket knives, and he had a bunch of deflated. But like so many balloons. It wasn't like it was like 3, and you're like, oh, it was like on his roof. You know what I mean? Like they were fucking this guy's house up, and.
Do they still work if they got holes in them, or are they like?
What does a balloon work if it holds? Yeah, no, that's what goes down.
Like
just
that. It's like full, but like the air is like pouring out of the side. Like it has like an air supply,
no. It is still blowing, but it just after the air escapes, there's just a motor
so it's
on,
like blowing on the top, but limp on the top. No, blowing on the bottom, but limp on the top.
Yeah, you familiar? Yeah, so I mean,
are you not?
Not right now, but
That's why
not
I
this
got this
moment.
pillow.
Oh, nice. But yeah, that was the big brushing with the cops was the time I actually got arrested, and then the knife one, which I wasn't even involved in, which is a bummer because if you're gonna have like an arrest story, having like a knife destruction story when you're a kid is like actually. It's kind of badass. If I put on
your Chelsea boots
my Chelsea boots and the jacket, but yeah, it's like a little, it's an interesting story. Whereas in reality, it's like I stole these rocks, and I think I was just too loud at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I stole. No cops are involved, but I stole chrome caps off of people's cars in my neighborhood when I was a
I
kid.
think I remember you doing that shit, and I was like, "This fucking."
Well, yeah, I didn't know you at the time.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe
I was like, it was when I was in
Sunrise.
Sunrise. But yeah, like my neighbor across the street was like, "These are worth a lot, man." So then we went around and we just stole them. And at the time, for some reason, everybody had like really nice custom ones. Like they would have like dice or like skulls with like red eyes and shit.
And you're talking about the little air thing over
the
top
thing
of the
that
car.
goes on your air, where you put the air in your tire.
How does that thing work? Because if you take it off, I don't hear air coming out unless I do stuff.
There's like a thing that you got to push for the air to come out. So I guess
why they even got
it's
them?
probably like a super slow leak that might happen if you don't have it on. But
Gotcha.
Yeah.
One time,
but yeah. Anyway, so I stole them, and then I put them on my bike.
That's gangster, bro.
Yeah, and then
That's gangster.
everybody's like, "You fucking idiot!
Stole
They're
those.
on your bike."
No, I got these custom made.
And then my dad made me write, "I will not steal 100 times."
No way.
Yeah.
How do you feel about I saw a clip the other day. I wish I pulled it. It was a kid. There was 2 parents sitting in like lawn chairs like they're at a soccer game, and they had their kid walking around with a sign that says something like "I won't steal," whatever. He's in the middle of a highway. How did you like literally he wasn't like on the sidewalk. He was like in the median, so definitely like a little dangerous. You shouldn't be doing that. But how do you feel about like publicly shaming your kid like that? Like the other one,
shaming?
That's what they were doing. Yeah. They were publicly shaming this like 9-year-old, and they all like it's that same type of video where they're like, "My kid steals from school, so I'm gonna shave his head," and they like shave his head bald. Like, I just feel like those are.
It's like the equivalent of those videos where it's like your pet, and they hang like a sign on a dog that's like, I ate all the marbles.
Yeah, those
and
ones
now
are kind
my
of,
teeth fell
and
out.
we're like, he's a
Yeah,
rebel.
It's the
you
same
know?
thing, but it's like
Except
a
for
child, and they're actually
they have
feel shame.
yeah, like this dog was like, fuck, bro, I
Yeah.
shitted, you know? And this kid's like, all these people are laughing at me, you know? There's no way that, like, and then when you read the comments of those videos, everyone's like, serves him right, you know? Like, this is good parenting. And I'm like, I don't know. I think you just traumatized your child because he stole like a pencil. Like what could your 9-year-old child have done to where he warrants the whole community needing to know his crimes? Like what could he have done, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe if it was like, I've been killing a lot of animals around the house, maybe, okay, that's a very
That's just like a
significant-
nice public service announcement to let everybody
Yeah,
in the
it's like a
neighborhood
warning.
know.
Like, hide your
Keep your fucking
animals.
pet away from this kid.
Please, yeah.
But if it's just like, I've been ding dong ditching houses, it's like, let
been-
this kid have his
I've
Saturday,
been
you
stealing
know?
pies off of windowsills.
Yeah, exactly. It's like not a big deal, man. I don't think it's that.
Yeah. One
Big
time
thing.
me and a couple friends ding dong ditched somebody's house in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
High school.
Yeah, in high school.
17 years old.
Yeah, it might have been younger than that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're still like an idiot. All of high school actually, but yeah, the younger years
I know
of
what you
high
mean.
school.
Yeah, you can still be like 14 in
Yeah.
high school, right? Yeah.
But yeah, we did it, and then the dad was a cop, and like we were hiding like on this little hill, like laying down like prone, like peeking over the hill, looking at him, and he was like outside yelling for us.
I'll
And
get
then we
you.
did it again, and this time he was like really on the hunt. Like we were hiding
He
in
was wa- he
bushes.
probably-
And he had like a flashlight, like walking around the house. Like we're in a bush, and he's like walking right by us.
You had to pee
It was, like,
so bad.
Yeah, I had to pee so bad. One of those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually we went back inside and we stopped. But
Oh, you beat him. He didn't
Yeah,
find
no,
you?
he didn't find
He
us.
used
Fuck that guy.
tools and he's like 40 and he couldn't
Yeah,
find a bunch
and
of
a cop,
6-year-olds.
and you-
Yeah.
you don't-
That guy sucks, dude.
Yeah.
He's a dog the bounty hunter type where
Yeah.
he shouldn't have his job
yeah, and he hurts his
anymore.
knee, and he's like, I'm done.
No, I'm done with
retired.
this. Oh, it's-
Retired from looking for kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that publicly shaming thing. I think it's just kids are like dumb as fuck, and you can give them a talking to, sure. But I just think, don't you want them to have the ability to not feel shame and understand right from wrong? Like, understand that if I do right from wrong, I know because it's the right thing to do. Not, oh my God, I'm going to feel like a little kid in the median. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like
you gotta instill some shame and guilt into
sure.
your children.
Well, guilt makes sense, but like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can still instill that without having to like make them walk in the middle of the highway. You know, like do you as a parent not have the verbal
That's
abilities to be like, here's right from wrong because of right from wrong, not because like you do this and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You know, like I think that's bad parenting. But what do I know? I don't have any fucking kids. I don't know shit about anything.
Yeah, you don't have kids.
Yeah, and I don't want them. You know what? If you have a fucking kid near me, fucking shove his head in the ground. Fucking drag him along the dirt. I don't care. Put him in the middle of the highway. Leave him. I don't care. I don't care about kids. I don't care about your kids. I don't care about your... Just kidding.
Why'd your opinion change so quickly?
That's how it goes. The opinions change on a dime on this show. Welcome to Channel 1 News. Get with it. But
Like how you look at every single camera.
you got it. I don't ever know which one's pointing at me. I had another thing I wanted to say about getting arrested, but it's eluding me. Maybe I'll figure it out, but I don't know. I think growing up, you should just be allowed to have made some mistakes, I guess, is if I can recant my last statement. Have some mistakes that you make where you figure it out.
You learn more
you
from
learn.
your mistakes than your
Yeah,
successes.
absolutely. You're not going to do everything right. Sure as hell didn't, you know. But yeah. Andrew, got any clips or anything right now, or another one?
My foot's getting a lot better. It's healing. Doesn't look great, but it's doing okay. Thank you, and have a nice day.
I knew that was Greg by his voice.
Yeah.
I didn't know it by his feet, though.
No. How are you gonna make a video like, "Where's my boyfriend at?"
Right,
and then
yeah.
post your fucking feet like that?
And not only just like your feet, but your feet like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that thing is rotting right on his leg. And yeah,
Yeah,
he's
doesn't
literally like,
he
"Where's
even-
my boyfriends? Where's my boyfriends? Look at my toes." You know.
He knows. He's honest about it. He knows it's not a great looking foot. He knows.
That's the thing about Greg is we've
But he just
always
wants-
said
yeah.
we like him for his honesty.
He's an honest guy.
He
He
does.
really
he
is.
never.
But I don't want to talk
not
to
hiding.
him at a dinner.
Yeah, but
Don't
what
you
about?
want to know how his foot's doing?
Yeah, I want to know what's going on with his foot. You did that video gross you out? Or did you like is that one of the, because I remember I showed you one foot and you were like, oh my God, and you hated it. And then I showed you another foot and you were like, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's the secretions, I guess, have to be.
Gotcha. So okay. So that one didn't bother you at all. It was kind of inflamed. It was kind of gross. It was also a person you are familiar with.
Yeah.
Does that
So
add
maybe
any
some sympathy there?
So there's a little more sympathy.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this next one?
Oh, well,
We got one more I want to show you.
I don't think we're this kind of podcast.
When you forget to change your socks when you're in the field.
That's your skin.
Yes, dude.
Can you try to expand it? Oh my God, bro.
I love how, first of all, how that guy just is just like, look, dude, that shit is fucked. Like he's not
His foot looks like
playing
a
it down.
desert. Like you could zoom in on that, and you can make it like a desert scape.
Yeah, it's like it's for sure. I don't know how it gets that bad though. That's the thing that I don't get about these people that we've shown with these feet. We're gonna have to pull
definitely
the
like nasty boot foot. You didn't change your socks.
yeah.
And it's wet in there for days.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's the crazy.
It was
thing is
swamp
I
feet.
can't tell
Swamp
if it's
feet.
like a soggy foot or a fucking dry foot.
That's got to be a soggy foot.
I think it's soggy and like just pruny to what Angelo said, to like where he's been sitting in like a swamp with like water in his feet for like 3 hours, like terrible.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have like serious problems when his foot actually dries out.
for sure.
Okay.
It's gonna be bad.
He's got serious problems no matter what's going on, because again, how'd you get into that predicament? You know, he was in a tent also, so like, what are they up to?
in a tent,
What are they
probably in
doing?
water for a really long time.
I just always appreciate too when there's videos of like a thing happening and the person doesn't play it down at all. He's not going like, you're okay, everything's gonna be okay. He's going like, oh bro, what the fuck? You know, like he's literally,
That's your skin.
he's like, dude, that's disgusting. Look at yourself right now. Like I just appreciate that because again, going back to like a little bit of this harsh love, like Greg, people like him, he's honest, you know, and how do you raise honest people like Greg? With honesty, you know, you tell them when their feet are ugly.
He was never shamed as a child.
I think he was appropriately shamed, where he was like, look, actually, you're right. This dude had no shame ever because he didn't evolve past it, right? Like, because I'm hoping that happens.
Shame is.
I'm hoping that happens.
Greg's got no
once.
shame.
Greg's got
Greg,
no shame.
I mean, he's not like, maybe that's embarrassing. You know, he didn't post that
No,
like,
he doesn't have
come
that
kiss me, look
ability.
at my foot. And then he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe it's not right for, it's not right for
I
TikTok.
feel like he identifies when his foot ain't looking the best. You know,
Right.
But
He's
he likes
truthful.
to
He's
keep,
honest.
Yeah, but he's honest about
He's not
it.
ashamed of it though. He's just like,
So,
this
no
is what it
shame.
is, you know.
No shame.
This is
He
what it
never
is, how I
stood
feel.
in a median telling everybody he stole.
Correct.
No
and
shame on
I
him.
would much rather be Greg than a lot of other people, man. He's got it figured out. He tells you what he wants. He's
A lot of other
honest.
people, you think?
More than, a lot more than some of the people we've showed on this show. More than a bunch of them. Anyone in the Wolfpack, I'd rather be Greg. Anyone who's like unironically like, I'm a Wolfpack member, I'd rather be Greg.
Really?
Yeah. Would you rather be Greg or like
Or the guy with the sweet little girl that pops in on the side?
Let me tell you one thing.
Wolfpack has some honeys.
Yeah.
I'm going Wolfpack.
I'm Wolfpack too.
Greg's lonely. He's got a bum foot.
But Greg's, if Foot's healing, okay, and Greg's not going to be lonely for long with his type of personality. He's got a lot going for him. I think he's going to attract someone on TikTok. And when he does, I'm going to rub it in all your faces, okay? I'm going to bring it on the show. I'm going to say, look, we're going to just sit down here in silence and watch Greg talk to his lover. For the
You know what? I hope that does happen.
He does seem kind of
I
sweet,
don't have
though,
anything
right?
against Greg. I'm not
Yeah.
like rooting against him, but also not rooting for him actively either.
I just like that. I think there's something about Greg that I like, his genuine, like,
It's because his name's Greg.
maybe I do like
If
that.
we didn't
about
give him
him.
a name, then you wouldn't care about him as much.
Maybe that's true. I do like, I just like his sincerity. He just means what he says. He's not like faking it. That's his real foot.
That is his real.
You know what I mean? He's not joking around.
Oh, hey. I know we've been calling him Greg for like a really long time.
If he has a real
No.
name, don't tell me.
It's Greg, dude.
Oh no, he has a real name.
Oh.
Is it Greg?
We gotta. It's Matt.
Matt.
That's the same vibe.
Same vibe, but he's not a Matt. He's a
At
Greg.
Matt Straz.
Matt Straz.
At Matt Strazula.
You got his address? I do. Don't read it. Did he put it in his bio or something? It's in his bio. Oh, if it's in his bio, read it out. Fucking, what is it?
His home address?
Like 352 Mass Ave, Boston, Massachusetts, 02115.
He put his whole address. Why did he put his whole address, dude? Oh, well, I guess it makes sense. It makes it easier for guys to. It makes it easier for people to come find him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of personal information in this.
Like what?
He's like
card?
HIV 1979.
Since is that
since 1979? Is that HIV?
HIV 1979, diagnosed 1983.
Oh wow. Actually, that's fucking crazy.
That's crazy that he. I mean,
When did Magic Johnson have HIV?
70s,
Oh, okay.
No way.
70s, 80s, right? Because
thought
he
it was
played
like-
basketball until the
I thought it was
90s.
like
He didn't play
90s.
30 years. Yeah, but it was probably you're right. It's
thought it
probably
was like kinda
it's probably like
after his
late 80s,
basketball
not 70s.
thing.
It's like
Magic
80s.
ain't got shit on Greg.
Dude, I'm not even gonna get into that. but Greg, it's impressive. I just know that was such a horrific time. Like, I think it was way worse than we could ever imagine, the HIV/AIDS epidemic, because just knowing how the government now with like a real epidemic that's like not even like. Okay, so back in that time period, being gay was way even more so now. More frowned upon from like a certain group of people, like the government wasn't. The government still isn't really cool with it. I know they're all pretending to be cool with it, but like the government's, there's like half of them are going like,
Yeah, a
bro,
lot
that
of
shit's
people are
fucked.
like,
you know.
pretty
But
much
think about,
half. They wear red a lot of
exactly.
time.
And think about it in the 70s with fucking Reagan or whenever he was, like they were actively suppressing information that could help people with this disease because they felt that being gay was like immoral. So think about all the discrepancies between COVID numbers now, and there's not even like an ethical, there's obviously nothing ethically wrong with being gay, but back then the people in charge thought so. So they were suppressing information.
You don't think there's anything like ethically involved with COVID?
I don't think that's why they're suppressing information. I think they're suppressing information for COVID, if they are, because it's financial. They just want to make money. I think the reason why Ron DeSantis doesn't want to record numbers in Florida is because a lot of his income comes from tourism. So if he says COVID's not a thing, people still go to Florida and they spend money. And if he has a positive revenue stream, he can run for a higher office if he has a productive, profitable state, whatever. So that's why I think people are lying about COVID numbers in the government, is to if they are. But that's why I think the incentive is. Whereas back then, it was Ronald Reagan hating gay people. So I think it was I bet you it's way worse than just greed in terms of the numbers that they lied about, the way they suppressed it. And we're also so removed from that time period. That's 40 years past when we were really conscious about the situation. Do you guys, are you following me? Like the fact that we were born in the mid 90s and this was going on in the 70s, we were so far removed from the policies that were being implemented. We weren't fucking up to date on that shit. We're also all straight boys too, so
Speak for yourself.
oh wow,
honey.
wow, breaking news. But you know what I mean. So I'm not as in the community. I know even less than what the community knows, and I'm 30 years removed from information that the government was hiding because they thought it was immoral. There's no way they weren't fucking completely lying about it, dude.
I watched
Shout out
Dallas
Greg.
Buyers Club. All about that.
Yeah.
I know all about it. Don't even know. Don't even worry about
Matthew
it. I'm all caught
McConaughey,
up.
a gay icon.
Yeah, he caught me up for sure.
Yeah, it's for sure
mean,
way
he wasn't
worse.
gay in the movie,
No, but I know.
but,
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's just,
He ain't no gay.
but that's it's a quote. You got to make sure you're quoting him. That you're not just, you don't
Quote
speak that
Matthew
way.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
I ain't no gay.
But shout
and
out
I'm
Greg,
running for
dude.
president.
But also Greg though, I guess if he has HIV now, he probably shouldn't be requesting for people to just come to his house without kind of. I guess,
well,
but I
I
guess he
mean,
is putting that information.
HIV is
out there.
nothing right now because you can just pop a pill and you're good.
Is it? I know there is PrEP, but is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
You're pretty good. You can live a pretty good life now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get rid of it or anything. It's just
Gonna prevent it.
management.
It puts it down to lower levels that you can't
Undetectable,
detect it.
yeah.
I wonder how quickly they would have got to that if like the government from the jump was fucking with the shits, you know, like if they were like, yo, we should stop this shit, instead of being like, shh, don't talk about it, you know. There's a artist I saw, I'll try to link, like I'll send you the link, because I saw him in a museum. He's this dude from New York. His name's so Polish, I'm not going to be able to remember it.
So it's got a lot of V's and
dude,
and
it's like
stuff in it.
it's like Shalinsky's with like a PSZ. You know what I mean? It's some wild shit. But he was like making a bunch of art. He was it's a shame I can't remember his name, but he used to have like gay sex under bridges and stuff. Like he was like pretty much homeless, and he ended up started contracting AIDS. Are you ad-libbing my artist HIV story here?
No, sorry. It was a little more serious.
It's like Amigos moment. I
think we could use a few more ad-libs in this podcast there.
I needed to brighten it up a little bit because this is getting depressing.
Sorry. But this is a gangster moment by him. So he's making all this art while he's under the bridge, right? And it's all about, it's like self-portraits of him and his friends dying of this stuff. and so he's sending them to like Ronald Reagan, and sending notes to like Ronald Reagan, the president, going like, fucking quit lying about this shit. What are you doing? And the FBI sent him a cease and desist letter saying like, please stop fucking making this art. Like, we're the FBI. And he made a lot of art using paper mache and just like garbage that he found. So he used this in a self-portrait of him dying. He made a self-portrait of himself, and it was like him dying. He like painted himself yellow. We'll post the picture. And in the picture is the cease and desist letter he used as like paper mache, and he fucking sent that shit back to Reagan, dude. Like, that's some crazy like fuck you moment, you know, because your life's on the line. Like, it's not like it's not like I got nothing to lose.
Like, like if he contracted it already and he's like dying, then what do you got to lose?
No,
you know what I mean?
dude, it was gangster, you know. He was
that is
literally
pretty gangster.
He's
That's awesome.
sticking it to the FBI for suppressing like information because they think being gay is immoral. Like, fuck them, bro. Like that shit was gangster. So
that's crazy.
I hope everything's going well with Greg. I didn't expect to really crazy that he put all that information in his fucking bio though.
Yeah, no.
How long's his bio? Like this
I'll
big?
have to bleep some of that out. No, it's pretty big. It's pretty long.
You guys'
I mean,
phone
I'm on
number there too?
Why would you need to bleep any of it out, dude? He literally, it's in his bio, dude. I think you're fine.
He's got more views than we do.
There's no.
He does. He actually does.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
They're all me.
I know.
A little bitter, this guy. But no, I hope Greg's doing well, man. It's kind of sad, but didn't mean to bring it down. We got anything kind of lighten the mood a little bit?
Sure. You want to see some boobs?
Okay, yeah, 4K knockers.
This NFT is changing the game. Meta Girlfriends allows you to have a metaverse girlfriend with their own unique personality. They already sold out of their pre-sale 1,000 NFTs, so the hype is real. They're introducing a brand new feature where you can combine multiple NFTs into a more rare one in something called the Rainbow Room. They're minting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, so check it out.
So a couple of weeks ago, you asked me, or I asked you, kind of. No, it was it was like a crypto NFT question. What the fuck is going on? Like, this is what I'm saying.
Better than the monkeys, I think. All the monkey NFTs.
You know, I'd
So
say
at least you can say you have a NFT girlfriend.
that's
If
way
that's your-
I have an NFT monkey.
Hey, it's
is
sadder,
excited.
but it's something.
NFT monkey above NFT girlfriend. I just think, what does that mean? I don't know what any of that in that video meant. Like, now you can have an NFT girlfriend. What does that mean?
In the metaverse.
But I would think in the metaverse you would want it to be like a 3D avatar type thing, not just like an image of a
It
girl.
looks like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like,
Yeah.
what does it mean? Is it a...
I guess I'm not entirely sure what the metaverse entails
I don't
at this
know what it
point.
is.
Is it like a 3D world that you live in, or is it just like anything that's online at this point?
I don't understand.
The social media, the metaverse.
Genuinely don't know. Don't fucking care. I just want to know why these NFTs are like he's like, breaking news, the hype's real. They sold what? I don't get it. What's to buy? Is it can't just be a bunch of, because here's the thing too, is like, are people buying this because they think it's the next big thing? Like they think it's like Bitcoin? Like, is that the idea that NFTs are going to be like Bitcoin because you own the image? But like, that means that it's probably not being bought by like weebs who like have like the hentai pillow like we were talking about last week or whatever. The waifu pillow, whatever. It's probably a bunch of rich fucking
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of rich assholes buying a bunch of crazy
monkey
shit.
NFTs, buying a bunch of fake booby NFTs.
The only thing that I've heard that made any sense was that it's all money laundering. They're just buying a bunch of shit that's worth really nothing just to clean their money.
Yeah, it's probably good.
That'd be sick, dude. I'd actually like NFTs.
That's legitimately what NFTs are at this point. For,
If
like
that-
all these big purchases, like people spending millions, like that's it.
I heard something like how the way like Jeff Bezos does that shit is like he like donates. He has like an artist like nail a banana to a canvas, and then he buys that. You know, he has it commissioned, and then he donates it, and then he gets to write all of that off as like $1 million tax donation because he has an appraiser appraise what the. So he has the piece of art made. He gets the appraiser to appraise it. They just kind of have like a handshake deal to appraise this banana painting for like $100 million, and then he donates it to a charity. And he's like, I just donated $100 million piece of artwork, and he writes it off on his taxes. Like, I don't know if that's real, but
I should start doing that.
How does that work,
Do you wanna
dude?
be
You just
my
gotta
appraiser?
know a really good artist, and then you just write it off on your desk.
You don't need to know a really good artist. You just need to know an appraiser who people. You just need to have enough money to where an appraiser that people think is legitimate.
You think there's a certification to be an appraiser?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, within some kind of.
We should all be
some kind of
appraisers
thing.
this year.
Sure. Yeah.
You should.
I mean,
well, I mean, before or after you run for office.
Well,
yeah.
Before,
Well, once
I
you-
think. 'Cause
well,
then
no,
I'd be
no.
like, I'm a certified appraiser.
Well, no, but once you run for office, you can change the law to make it harder for other people to be appraisers, but easier for you to be an appraiser.
That's true.
Then you can be the only appraiser. You can monopolize appraising and pick and choose what you want and do whatever you want. That's how it works, bro. It's what's going on. You know, so I know government, dude. I got a billboard coming on the way. Angelo hasn't started shaving his pubes yet.
He's got a few more days.
Severity,
Or one more day with those pubes.
The severity of for those of you tuning in for the first time, if you are tuning in for the first time, welcome. But last week we had New Year's resolutions, and that Tyler needs to run for office of some kind. I need to get a billboard, which is a fucking bummer. I was looking into it. It's not going to be good. And Angelo can't like trim
Shave
his
his
pubes for a long time. But there's a big difference between all three of them. Like ours are kind of grouped in, and then Angelo's is just kind of
Angelo's
over
is
there.
pretty passive.
But it's like not even. It's like, how do we even know? It's like the honor system. Like
It's an honor system. I want pics.
it's not honorable. How do we document this?
I told you I put it in a Tupperware.
But that means you have to keep shaving it. I want it
I'll
to be
pull
like
out one
lost in
every
there.
once in a while.
That's true. Yeah.
You could
And then I'll
pull
show
like
you.
a
Pull
one
few,
out.
yeah, but you can't shave it.
no, just one.
Just like one
Single hair.
strain, and we can like longest one.
And then you gotta take a picture of it next to a measuring tape.
Yeah, all right. I'm down with that.
Okay,
We
cool.
can do that. There's probably a tipping point around 3 months
A tipping point for what?
of how long I can grow.
Really? Like
I'm gonna say yeah.
Oh, you think it's gonna like
You
cap
think it'll,
out
like,
at,
stop?
at 3 months?
I mean, they definitely cap out.
Is that because of
I've
your?
capped out.
I don't
Is that
think
because
so.
is that because of your genetics, or like is that just like a
You
natural
guys
thing?
just grow all
Well,
the way
hair
down to
doesn't
your
stop growing.
toes.
No, it just curls.
Just starts curling, but it's still growing.
I mean, I'm not saying that's what mine is right now. I'm just saying.
Wait, you really think? Wait, I actually. This may be
caps out.
stupid.
It
This may
caps
be
out and then
stupid.
falls-
But does that
falls
happen
out.
with my hair? Because my hair just kept getting longer.
Nah.
So
your
what's
hair's
the
so-
difference?
But you don't got crazy long eyebrows.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
I
your
don't
eyebrows
understand how
fall
this
out.
works anymore.
Yeah. But your
Pubes
fall
also
out.
fall out.
Yeah, they fall out
All of them are gonna fall out. All of them,
before they get too
All
long.
your hair falls out technically.
and you just have more hair that catches up to be this like similar length.
Yeah.
Bro,
There's
that's
not a lot of
hairs.
crazy. Hair doesn't make any sense,
You
man.
lose like 100 hairs a day. they
Your
say.
eyelashes.
Yeah, but those ones make sense because they're
You make wishes on your eyelashes.
you can tell they're like not the same texture though. Like when you
guess.
you know like my mustache and beard hair is way less is way grosser and worse than like the hair here, you know, like if you were to compare one
But
by
that
one.
your beard will keep growing forever. Your hair will keep growing forever.
Beard hasn't
Your
started, dude.
eyebrows, nah. Your eyebrows, they'll fall out. Pubes fall out. Eyelashes.
You think
fall
really?
out.
I still think pubes kind of like have the same texture as my mustache. Don't you agree?
My pubes have the same texture as your mustache.
There's only one way to find out.
I would say my pubes are probably softer than your mustache.
That's crazy, man. I feel like I have a pretty soft mustache. I condition it
You put
sometimes.
conditioner down there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't treat it as. I
Every
mean,
once in a while, I'm like, that's funny.
it is funny, right?
Yeah.
If you could like curl it.
It's like I condition the hair on my head, so why not condition the hair
Yep.
on my head? You know.
Yeah, I got it.
Bada bing.
I don't know. That's
But I mean, switching to Tyler's thing, you could run for governor.
Governor of New York.
Yeah, it's November 8th, 2022. Election
Okay,
date.
that's what I'm.
is
gonna
that like
do.
the entry date?
I wonder how expensive it is.
You got to file July 11th.
It's probably not that expensive, man. They got people who do do crazy shit all the
You
time.
need a few signatures. I think that's about it.
That's fine.
actually.
We can make up a bunch of names.
I don't even think it's that expensive.
We can make a
Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General,
Attorney General.
Comptroller. No one knows what the fuck a comptroller is. Why don't you be a comptroller?
That's like the stereotyp. No, you might actually win that one, to be honest. That's like the stereotypical, like any fucking motherfucker could be.
You could be a comptroller.
What is a comptroller?
I'm gonna have to Google it.
If you run for like a thing, I'll spend the money on the billboard to get like it'll be a billboard of you running, and we can like put Greg's phone number on there,
Yeah.
and we can try to help him out.
All
Be
right,
like,
hold on.
call this guy for information.
Like this guy's running for office. This guy needs a boyfriend.
This guy needs foot help too.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just a billboard that like we're cheap, so we're trying to get as many messages across as we can.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff going on in this billboard.
We're busy at Channel
What
One.
do you, what would your policies be like genuinely?
As a comptroller, I don't even know what that. what they
just
do.
as like you're in
I think
office.
they. Is it about banks?
Is it about banks?
Oversees the accounting operations and financial reporting of government bodies. Oh, that's a fun one.
Nothing to do with the accounting.
Wow.
You're the
Comptroller.
NYC accountant, comptroller.
An NYC
Comptroller.
accountant immediately sounds like some kind of mobster.
Well, you could
Like I'm an
I
accountant
handle
in
the
Brooklyn.
finances.
I'm the finances.
junior senator
Junior senator. What's that?
or senior senator.
A senior senator.
Senator would be cool.
Well,
I like
Sorry,
that you're
junior
just like,
senator is
if I when I
24.
win, you know, like you're just like, all I gotta do is file the
cool to be a
paperwork and I'm a
senator.
senior senator.
we
What would
can get the
you?
signatures.
How many signatures though? Do you know that real quick? If not, that's fine.
Let me do some research.
Yeah, I just think like it's probably not that many. I also, how do you verify that any of these people exist?
I'd be like shrooms legal,
Sure,
abortions free.
mandatory.
Yeah, population's out of control in this city.
Got to do it.
Acid free.
You keep going back to you got some on your mind. Dude. Yeah.
The psychedelics are important. It's good for depression.
I do. Depression mandatory. Like I don't know. I feel like they could be doing anything. Does the government like? I feel like getting into politics. Like there was this kid who went to our high school. I actually don't want to shame. I don't want to say his name. I name drop a lot, but I think he might end up being a powerful person in the future. But they kind of took a bunch of pictures a while ago with like Rick Scott and the former governor of Florida. If you don't know who Rick Scott is, he's a piece of shit. He kind of destroyed, like, they call him Red Tide Rick because he really exacerbated the red tide over in the Gulf and killed a whole bunch of fucking ecosystems over there and was just kind of like, yeah, fuck that. Like,
Made my skin itchy.
yeah, but so this guy's taking a bunch of pictures with him, and I kind of got upset because I was like, man, to have a guy like that and to know the things that he do, like, I can't imagine getting into politics for real and thinking that's like gonna be a fun time or like just a photo op opportunity, you know, like, because those people that you deal with I think they're psychos, all of them. First of all, I think anyone who's running for any office ever is a fucking lunatic to think that they can do a job like that, to think you can, like, I can govern the city. Govern the city in New York. Yeah. I'm the guy to do it. Like,
Yeah.
ego is out of control. You can't do shit, dude. People are insane. You think you can govern. And then
It's not that they can, it's that they want to.
and that's the thing is like some of them are so like I think like evil, like when Marco Rubio had the town hall after the Parkland shooting and looked a bunch of parents of like slain kids in the eyes and was like, I'm not gonna do anything about this. And then for you to be like, that's the community I want to be in. Like that guy, like I think I should be in that community. I think I can be like that guy. Like I don't know, man. It kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I don't know what I'm trying to like. What the goal is here? Like, no one be in politics. Everybody fucking stop being in politics. But like, it just seems like such a evil community to think that you should be a part of. It just seems like why would you want to?
I want to.
Tyler, vote for Tyler,
Vote for
Senior
Tyler.
Vice Senator Comptroller of New York Accountants.
Yeah. Send your signatures over. I need them virtually. Give me your virtual signatures.
Well, let's actually fill it out, and then we can send it off
Nope.
to folks.
Now. I want them now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a closing clip.
Good old Opera. Zap that face in place. Zap that face in place. All dressed up and no face to go. Who wants to be that sloppy hoe?
Zap that face, homie. Zap that face. Zap that face. Plastic surgery is getting good. Like, it's getting better, I should say. I remember, like, when people got plastic surgery back in the day, and you were like, ah, And now, like, it can be really subtle.
Yeah.
Was that a personal recording?
No, I'm just looking through this guy's TikTok. It's pretty cool.
Zap that face. Zap that face in place.
He,
All dressed up, no face to go. Who wants to be that sloppy hoe? That's that guy's got to figure it out,
hoe.
man.
Yeah.
But I just think too, like, it's like getting better and worse at the same time because you'll have like some of the ridiculous BBLs, like that are just like clearly like body dysmorphia.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have some people who are like, like one thing that I know when I get older is going to happen to me is like my neck's gonna
Turkey neck.
I'm going to get that, I think. And I hope neck lifts are good enough to where I just don't anymore.
I was actually
they're
watching.
pretty good now.
They look fine,
I think they're pretty good.
Yeah,
now.
I was watching
Yeah.
Curb today, and like it's just a bunch of old people for the most part.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, hope my neck doesn't like.
It's gonna.
Yeah.
You can't escape
I think the trick is to start now, though.
it. It is. That's what,
That's
man.
what Tom did.
My
the
skin-
cruise.
Tom the Cruise.
Yeah.
What do you
start
do? Do you
doing?
have to like moisturize your neck or something?
No, he got a little bit done at a time.
Yeah, because it can't
okay.
be super drastic because you get
Yeah.
cut. So you got to start
Yeah.
doing it.
So
Yeah,
just
you gotta
did
get like the
piece by piece.
preventative plastic surgery.
I'm all
kind of
about
things.
preventative stuff, dude. I'm on my hair pills. I haven't actually had them for a little while just because of changing my job and all this shit. But I'm gonna get back on them soon just to make sure those don't.
I've noticed your hair has been.
Don't even come on. I noticed your turkey neck. How about that? yeah. I'm
All right, this podcast is over.